So happy New Year, everybody. We have been working on the building, slow but sure, whenever it's nice weather. So today's a beautiful day. It's the day after New Year's Day, January 2nd. Today we're going to be, we did my end wall here the other day. It's board and batten, but this is actually called board on board. So it's all 6-inch board. First layer you put one layer of board and you leave a 4-inch gap, and then you put another 6-inch board on top of that gap. So we got the end wall made up here, and now I'm working on that front wall. We got some walls built yesterday up on top of the spacing, and it's coming along pretty good. So I'm installing a house wrap, I guess, or a roofing wrap, whatever you want to call it. Down here we call it Nova Seal, or yeah, this is just a different brand of stuff. I'm installing this first, and then I'll put my 1x4 strapping on top, and then I'll put my board and batten, or in this case board on board, you know, on this on those on top of those walls. Then I'll be putting some doors here and some sort of a roll-up system here, and then the back wall we'll do after, and that little wall there, and then the roof last. I wasn't sure if I should do the roof first. Originally I wanted to do the roof first and then put my sawmill inside the building so I could saw and stuff, but like I've said in quite a few past videos, it gets windy here. So with the roof, I was afraid it would create a, I don't know what you want to call it, but the wind would take the sheeting, the tin sheeting off and blow it away. So I think if I install the walls, they're really braced up pretty good. I'll do all my walls, and then when I can finally get a couple good days, I'll get some help, and we'll put the tin sheeting on top. Something else I've been debating in my mind, I want to try to get this wrapped up as quick as I can. This wall is 7 feet high and it's 51 feet long, so a lot of board and bat going on here. It's going to take a little bit of time. This is the tin sheets that I have for the roof. It's reclaimed metal. This will go on the roof, and I do have some extra pieces. So my original plan was I was going to put 3 or so feet, because they're about 3 feet wide. I was going to put 3 feet of board and bat, a sheet of metal, 3 feet of board and bat, a sheet of metal, and do that the whole side. And the idea behind that was that board and bat takes a little bit of time to install. I would put, you know, a spacing of board and bat, and then a sheet of metal, which is a little faster, and then board and bat, and keep going all the way on that wall. But I'm not convinced it's going to look good, and I've been debating, you know, going back and forth, because that back wall, as you just saw there, it looks really good. I find it that board on board look. So I'm thinking, you know, that's a big wall. The idea was that in years to come, the boards are going to fade to a grayish type color, and the sheeting is like a gray. It would match, and you know, it would be pretty consistent. You know, I would have put the same width of board on board, and then a sheet of metal, and then another width of board on board, but I don't know. And a friend of mine came over. He's good at carpentry work and stuff, and I think he had the same concern as I did. I don't know. Once you have it on there, I mean, the idea was to get it on there quick so I can get my sawmill in here, but if you're gonna go through all that work and it looks like crap, well, you know, I don't want to tear it apart and redo it. So I'm kind of thinking I have a lot of lumber, I have a lot of logs, so I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna stick with just the board on board the whole way through, and it'll look good like that end wall. So I'm nailing these on as I go. I sawed a few yesterday. I ran out of boards and I sawed some spruce. So a lot of this is hemlock, but I ran out of hemlock, so I sawed some spruce. It's 3/4 of an inch thick by 6 inches wide. And some people, you know, I watched a guy do board and batten the other day, and it was fresh off the sawmill. So what he did was just nailed one side, right? So he nailed in one board and he nailed one side, nailed the other side to allow for the lumber to shrink, because lumber shrinks, right? And that way it won't crack. I haven't done that here. Some of my lumber did dry for a few weeks. That hemlock did dry and it would crack. Also, yeah, a bad thing with hemlock is you should nail it in when it's green, because it's wet and it won't crack. As soon as hemlock dries, it dries really tinder dry. You drive a nail in it and it cracks. So I'm doing the best I can with this stuff. But my train of thought is, it's in the middle of winter. The stuff I'm putting up, I'm completely nailing on, and hopefully it will dry slow enough that it won't crack. And I mean, if it does, it does. If I was building a house or a garage or something really, you know, fancier, I'd be careful with that, and I'd have the lumber dried, stickered and dried long before I'd put it on. So yeah, board on board. Like, I'll show you what it looks like here. So I have my little jig there. So those are all 6-inch boards. So basically I put the bottom row first, and then I have a little jig that measures 4 inches or an inch from the edge, and I stick the top ones on. Anyway, she's coming along. This side is pretty well done here. And I'm doing the end, and I've been working on doors inside when the weather's not too cooperative. And then I'll finish that other wall on the other end, and then we'll do the tin roof. Thanks for watching board and bat, or board on board. Let me know what you guys do and what your different styles are for board and batten and outside wood siding. This is the first time I do this board on board style, and I think it looks pretty good. I think if I built a camp or a shed or a garage, I wouldn't be too afraid of building it this way. Something else I wanted to say too, with hemlock, board and batten, the board is okay, but batten is really narrow, and as soon as you drive a nail in there, I was afraid it would split. So spruce doesn't split as bad, so that's why I went with the board on board style. And I just find it covers a lot faster as well. But anyway, let me know what you think of this board on board style. Thanks for watching, and see you later.